Ho 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 and happy holidays! Welcome back everyone to a new custom NPCs tutorial. In today's tutorial I'm going to counter some things I did not mention in the last two, so let's get started. So hello everyone and welcome back to a new custom NPCs tutorial. It's been a long while since I did this, as we all know. The last one I showed off was quests, I believe. I think it was, yeah, it was definitely quests, and it was riding NPCs, putting them in vehicles, etc. But today's video is going to be different. Today we're going to look at two main things, which is factions and conversations. Now, you might have noticed in my most recent Heroes of Generals videos, I had units that were kind of talking to each other, or there was like a sequence of scripts they were saying to each other, like the episode with Gonville and Lancaster talking to each other once. And yeah, just stuff like that. And as for factions, what we're going to do is we're going to set up two teams. I'm going to show you how you set up teams using custom NPCs. And let's just get into teams first of all. So you're going to need a cloner to clone the teams, and you're going to want to use a wand to actually place the two units. So we're just going to place two NPCs here called Apolitho and Torerod. Now they're kind of just looking around confused. They're like, where the heck am I? What is this place? Why are you dressed up as Santa Claus? And we're just going to let them get used to their new environment. So in here we have two sets of armor, which we're going to use to identify both teams. But let's make the teams first, shall we? First things first, you're going to get your wand out. Now this is going to be the tool we use a lot, especially if you've used custom NPCs before. You'll know how powerful and useful this tool is, because it's basically the main tool you use to configure NPCs, etc. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to click on Apolitho. We're going to go to Global, and we can go to Factions, and as you can see, there's a few factions. We have Aggressive, Friendly, Neutral. These are the three default ones that come every time you really start a world. And then we have Team Blue and Team Red. These two factions I made earlier, they don't exactly work, so I'm going to put it in a later part of this video just to see if I can get these two working. But as for now, we're going to talk about Aggressive and Friendly. Now these two factions, what happens is, if you're aggressive, if you set an NPC's faction to aggressive, what they do is they attack friendly factions. And what that means is, if you have two NPCs, one of them is aggressive and one is friendly, the aggressive one will always set the friendly target as an enemy. Well, depending on how you configure their attacks, etc. Now if we go to friendly, as you can see, they're also set to have aggressive as their hostile faction. So they'll basically attack each other depending on how you set up the actual NPC itself. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to set this NPC to, we're going to set this one to aggressive, we're going to keep this one as friendly, and we're going to see how they interact with each other. We'll set them to aggressive, boom! Right, now as you can see, they aren't actually attacking each other, because what you have to do is you have to go to Advanced, Factions, you have to go to the NPC, and you have to click on Attack Hostile Factions. Now if you click that, and I exit, they'll now attack each other, and they'll have a horrible brawl. I'm gonna freeze them for now. Oh god, they're kind of glitching out. I'm just gonna freeze them for now, because I want to talk about what else you can do. You can have defense faction members. Now what this means is, if they see another faction member under attack by a non-hostile or a hostile from another faction, what they'll do is they'll help attack that hostile, which is really cool. So we want to turn that on as well. And the last one, which is on death, this is also cool. This is really faction based too. This means that if this NPC dies, it'll do a specific thing. Now we're on the aggressive NPC right now, so what we want to do is we want to go to on death. We want to click on friendly, and as you can see, it says increase. Now what this does, this means that if this aggressive NPC dies, the friendly points will increase by 100. Now what we could do is we can also add one for, I believe we can add, there we go, okay, so we'll set friendly increase by 100 points, and we'll click add. Now we can add another one, so let's go aggressive, which will decrease, let's have it decrease by 90 points. And yeah, that's perfect. So that means that the friendly points will increase by 100 if the aggressive person dies, or if the aggressive person, and the aggressive points will decrease by 90. It's basically a point-based system, which is really cool. And I'll just go ahead and quickly do the same to this NPC. Factions, attack hostile factions, yes. Defend faction members, of course. On death, it will take away on death. It'll add 100 points to the aggressive, and it'll take away 90 points from the friendly. There we go. So it's like a point-based minigame we've basically set up. Yeah, let's change their names, shall we? Let's call this green team. And we can call this red team. However, I do wish this was... Let's change this color. Let's change it to blue, shall we? So if we go to global factions friendly, we could set it to blue team instead. We do have 2 here, but we could just remove these. We don't really need them. We have friendly and we have aggressive. We'll call this red team. We'll call friendly blue team. So they both basically hate each other. And we'll set his faction back to blue team. There we go. So now if I reset and unfreeze, as you can see, they're attacking each other again. So we're going to freeze them again. Let's change this guy's name to blue team. And I think what we'll do is we'll make it so that when they die, they... Okay, no, they already respawn. What am I talking about? Let's give them armor now, shall we? Let's make them have nice armor they can wear so that we can distinguish what team people are on. We're going to get the leather out. We're going to get the armor out. We're going to go to our crafting table, which is over here. Okay, let's dye this armor. We have reindeer red. As you can see, I'm being very Christmassy about this episode. What else? Here we go. So we have reindeer red. It's the reindeer team. We have North Pole ice blue, which is going to be the blue team. Their armor. And now we have 2 sets of armor, so let's just give it to them. Here you go, red team. I am the red team. I'm here to kill you all. That's a very strange armor type. It's like it's being ripped up. Doesn't look natural. Like they're wearing ripped up clothes. Very strange. Not gonna lie. Oh, of course they need weapons, don't they? I'm gonna give them a weapon. Oh god, this is gonna be very deadly fight. Let's save them both and let's delete them. And let's place a bunch of red here, shall we? Or place a bunch of blue on this side. And then on the other side we'll place a bunch of red team. Which is right here. And one over here as well. Right, so now if I unfreeze, they'll attack each other. Ah! They'll have a battle. They'll just go crazy nuts on each other. As you can see, they're killing each other. Looks like red team won. It's getting intense. He's on his own. But the enemy are going to respawn. In fact, let's just do a reset here so they can attack each other again. Okay, this looks dangerous. Oh god, yep. Okay, it looks like red team won again. Oh, red team's too good for the blue team. So yeah, this is basically how you set up teams, how you set up factions, assign a team to a specific custom NPC, and that's how they work together to fight against enemy. And that's how you do it. Hey, the blue team won this time. Right, so the next thing I want to show you guys is how to create a conversation between 2 or more NPCs. Now this is much more basic than people think. People think there's a lot of connection going on between it, there's a lot of things you have to set up between both NPCs, you have to set up dialogue, etc. It's actually quite simple. So here we have 2 NPCs who are having a nice drink sitting down at a table. One's called Valentine, who's talking to someone called Fowlan? I'm not quite sure. Some kind of strange. Sorry if anyone's watching who's calling Fowlan or Fowlan. But anyway, we're gonna go to, I believe it's lines, and then we're gonna go to interaction lines. No, it's not. That's my bad. And it's not dialogues either. There's a certain type of job you have to give them, which is conversation. Here we go. So you click conversation, and his name is Fowlan. So we're gonna go to advanced conversation. And we're gonna write Fowlan. The name is basically the name of the person talking, and the line is what they are saying. So we could say something like, "Thank you for joining me to finish this lovely bottle of wine. Thank you for joining me to finish this bottle of wine." Now, he might actually just say it now. I think if we wait enough time, he'll actually just say it in a speech bubble. Hopefully. I'm not sure. Have I No, I haven't frozen the NPCs. Ah, there you go. So he says, "Thank you for joining me to finish this lovely bottle of wine." Now, if we go back into his dialogue, so we go to advanced conversation, we click edit. Now we can add Valentine. And we can have him slash her say, "Oh, no problem. It was fun whilst it lasted." So now, hopefully when he talks, she'll actually reply with that, depending on if I've written her name properly. So hopefully he'll say, there we go. "Thank you for joining me to finish this lovely bottle of wine." And she replies with, "Oh, no problem. It was fun whilst it lasted." So we could create a whole huge dialogue using just these two people. And you can copy their names if you want. Say, "Do you smell that?" And we could have her say something like, "That wasn't me." They're having an awkward conversation about a smell. "Well, it sure wasn't me neither." And she could say something like, "You're so rude. I should leave." "No, stay here. Don't leave me." And you can add sounds as well, so we could have a sound when one of them says something. I don't really know what good sounds we have in this. Props, what's this? Oh god, do I dare to click play? Oh. Oh god, that is very obnoxious. Stop playing that. So we can have a bacon sizzle sound. And I think that's me still making that noise. Yeah, it is. I wish that noise would just go away. Yeah, let's make that noise go away, shall we? "Thank you for joining me to finish this lovely bottle of wine." "Oh, no problem." "Say, do you smell that?" So he smells a weird noise coming from her. "That wasn't me. Well, it wasn't me neither. You're so rude. I should leave." "No, stay here. Don't leave me." So that's basically how you set up conversations. This is the same kind of conversation I set up when I was doing Lancaster, talking to Gonville. I can't remember exactly what episode that was, but it was the one when you find out something bad happened to the professor that was working with Dr. Keinsicht. Or no, not Dr. Keinsicht, what am I saying? General Keinsicht. And that's basically how we did it. So, this is basically how you do it. You just click on them, advanced conversation, edit, you add all the information you want. You can set the delay between them talking, which is how many ticks. It's basically just 20 per second. So if you want them to talk every 1 second, you just change that to 20. You can make it so you get a quest at a certain time. I have a quest here from Season 3. Oh, take the station. Wow, this is the actual... there we go. So it was Episode 3. Episode 3 was the one we used the conversations at. Availability. Now, if you want it so that they can't see this conversation unless they have a specific dialogue... There goes that sound again. Unless they have a specific dialogue, they won't be able to see it, kind of thing. You can make it so that you can only see it if you have a certain range, if you're within a certain amount of blocks, etc. And there's other cool stuff you could do. Make it so it always happens. If a player's nearby, you can make it loop or not. It all depends. But yeah, they're just going to keep saying the same thing to each other over and over again now. So I think we'll just leave it there. And that's basically it for this tutorial. I think this is everything I should cover. Oh god, my skin has just completely disappeared. I have the normal Steve skin that comes with this resource pack. But thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great holiday, and I'll see you next time. Bye!